Madam, you want to ask anything? Dear participants, you can introduce yourself through the chat box. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay.
Sir, shall we start the session, sir?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. I welcome back for the afternoon session on trees. So before getting into trees methodology, I like to present some videos. Of course, it is about innovative products.
कमाया जैसे उसी शान से उड़ाया भी कमाया जैसे उसी शान से उड़ाया भी कभी भी नोट पे हमने रबर नहीं बांधा कमाया जैसे उसी शान से उड़ाया कमाया जैसे उसी शान से उड़ाया भी कभी भी नोट पे हमने रबर नहीं बांधा कमाया जैसे उसी शान से उड़ाया
I think you can understand the function of this system. Very simple system to segregate fruits according to the size. You can see that. So here, less width and then it is increasing. So it is very convenient to segregate fruits. So this is a real innovative system. Not by an educated person, I think maybe by an uneducated person. So anybody can innovate. So I have another video about innovative advertisement by Honda.
Isn't it nice when things just work?
So it is an advertisement for the vehicle, but now, it is real innovative advertisement. So, any automobile parts consisting of so many thousands of components. So by arranging all those components, they made a nice presentation about the vehicle.
This only takes less than a second and is not invasive, and the reprogramming of the cell starts.
So it is a breakthrough innovation. So all the innovations need not be breakthrough innovation. Maybe 1 or 2% innovations are breakthrough innovations. Others are not so. Now with this, let me get into the TRIS methodology. So first 2 minutes, I like to give a recap of what is presented in the morning. So after that, let me continue the topic, the technical contradiction. So we have a problem. So I have a specific problem to be solved. I want a solution to that. So if I want to use TRIS methodology, TRIS principle, then I need to make it as a general problem. So I have a specific problem. I need to transform this as a general problem. So in order to make it as a generic or general problem, I need to have technical contradiction. So now the problem, anyway, finally, I'm going to arrive at a conceptual design. An idea has to be generated. So in order to generate that, one day I am using this methodology that you need to understand. It is about idea generation. So I have a problem. So I need to analyze the problem. So I am familiar with the problem. So I can go for a thorough analysis. After thorough analysis, I need to understand and then I need to identify in terms of technical contradiction. So morning, I told you about 39 technical contradicting parameters are there. So whatever may be the problem, it is going to be in terms of certain contradicting parameters. It may be 2 or more parameters. So in order to apply this TRIS principle, at least I need to have 2 contradicting parameters. So for a given problem, now in order to make it as a general problem, I'm going to identify 2 contradicting parameter from the TRIS contradicting parameters. Then I need to make use of contradiction matrix. So there is a matrix. In that all the contradicting parameters are listed. In the first column, very first column, all the 39 parameters are listed. Similarly, in the very first row, all the 39 parameters are listed. So the first column, that is improving parameter. First row, it is worsening parameter. So I have two parameters with me with reference to the problem given. So in that two parameter, I need to identify one as a improving parameter, another one is worsening parameter. So that's why it is contradiction. So two parameter, if I satisfy one parameter, another parameter I am not able to satisfy. So this is called contradiction. Once again. So now I need to identify two contradicting parameter. One is improving parameter, another one is worsening parameter. Then using the contradiction matrix, I can identify at least 3 to 4 universal principles. So 40 principles are there. In that, in order to implement for this problem, I can identify 3 to 4 inventive problems. Now, based on the inventive problems, 40 inventive principles are there. So, as per the TRIZ methodology, 76 standard universal solutions are given. So, each inventive principle, 2 or 3 standard solutions are given. So, I need to go through that. So, now I have got, I started with the problem. Now, I have 4 inventive principles. Based on that, some 10 standard solutions may be there. Then I need to correlate with the given problem, and then I am able to identify a specific solution to this problem. So this is how the TRIZ works. So do you understand this structure, how TRIZ works using contradiction matrix? So these are the 40 principles. And then under each principle, so the principle 1 is segmentation. So in that, 3 subdivisions are given, A, B, C. Each subdivision is a universal solution. So using first principle, 3 standard solutions are given. So what is the first one? Divide an object into independent parts. That is the first solution given. So in order to solve the problem, by dividing the object into independent parts, it may be possible to solve this particular problem. So this is one solution. So based on the second segmentation, second solution is that make an object easy to disassemble, easy to assemble or disassemble. It may not be possible to divide into independent parts. Instead of that, it may be possible to easy to assemble. So you divide and then you assemble it such that it is easy to assemble or easy to disassemble. Like that, it may be possible. That is the second solution. The third one, increase the degree of fragmentation or segmentation. So the degree of segmentation, how many parts, whether I can divide into 10 parts, 100 parts or 1000 parts. So how many? So degree of fragmentation or segmentation, you try to increase. So these are the 3 general solutions given, and then each one, some examples are given. Like that, you can look for examples for each and every standard solution. Here some examples are given. So like that. So second principle. So second principle is taking out. So taking out, only one solution is given. So what is given under this? Separate an interfering interfering part or a property from an object, or single out the only necessary part of an object. So that is the solution. And then some examples are given. So third principle, local quality. Under local quality, 4 solutions are given. What is the first one? Change an object structure from uniform to non-uniform. That is one solution. Second solution, change an external environment from uniform to non-uniform. And third one, make each part of an object function in conditions most suitable for its operation. Then make each part of an object fulfill a different or a complementary useful function. So like that, here all the 40 principles examples are given. So this is another from University of Southampton. It is for the aircraft design. So yeah, aerospace design area, all these things can be applicable like that. So from the TRIS resource or any other resource, you can find examples, and then with that examples, it is possible to identify suitable example for your specific problem. Now with this, let me take up an example, simple example to understand this. So it is a project work done by PG students of School of Mechanical Engineering from University of Bath, UK. Author is Sam Carter. So the topic of this project is application of TRIS to economy class aircraft cabin design. So it is about aircraft cabin design. For that, the TRIS methodology is applied. So it is from the larger report. So I prepared this PPT. The essence of that is given in this PPT. Now again, the ideality. So we need to start with ideal final result. Now, what is the final aim? What is the aim of this project? This is to improve the level of comfort for long-haul flight passenger. So long trip flight. So it is required to improve the level of comfort. Now, what is the ideal final result in that case? If all passengers has enough space to be comfortably accommodated. So here, enough space has to be given so that they can be accommodated comfortably. That is the ideal final result. Then what is the obstacle to this solution? For ticket cost to be kept at minimum, airlines must fill their flights with as many free fare payers as possible. That means now the problem is, what is the obstacle to this, to achieve this, providing space for so many passengers. So it is they need to accommodate more passengers so that they can reduce the ticket cost. So this is the problem. Ticket cost is the problem. They want to see that the cost is minimum. So in order to minimize the cost of the ticket, they need to have as many passengers as possible. So now this is a problem. It is an obstacle because as per this requirement, cost requirement, so many has to be accommodated. But accommodating so many, is it possible to have space for each and every passenger? So that is the problem. So why does this interfere? So there are so many passengers, the amount of space for each reduces and the seats become cramped. That is the problem. So space for the passenger has to be increased, but at the same time, increase in the cost of the ticket. So this is the problem in this project. So it is about cabin design. So it is about aircraft cabin design in order to provide more space for each and every passenger. So in order to provide more space, so each passenger, the space has to be increased. But this is improving future. It has to be improved. But here, which is worsening? What is the worsening effect? A negative effect is increase in cost of the ticket. So, cost of the ticket, space is increasing. Now, I need to allocate more space for the passenger. By increasing the space, automatically cost of the ticket is increasing. So now this is a specific problem, but I need to make it as a general problem. That means this problem has to be represented in terms of technical contradicting parameters. So now, if you look at the table, 39 contradicting parameters are there. So in order to solve this problem, so you need to identify minimum of 2 contradicting parameters. Now you know what is the problem. Now from the table, what is that you can take. So here space is increasing. So volume is increasing. That is the problem. So that is natural, you may think. So space means increasing in the sense, volume is increasing, that is natural. But now we need to solve this one. Only then it is possible to reduce the cost of the ticket. So volume increasing means size of the flight increasing. Size increasing means cost is increasing. So now this can be taken as conflict between area of moving object and then volume of moving object. So do you understand this? You know what is the problem? What is the specific problem? So you need to understand the specific problem, and then using the contradiction matrix, so you need to identify 2 contradicting parameters which will be relating to this problem. So the problem is between space and cost. So I want to increase the space. The problem is cost. But that is represented as conflict between area of moving object and volume of moving object. So why area of moving object? Space. Space I need to increase. That means area is increasing. So hence area is increasing, volume also increasing. Now this is the contradiction which is obtained from the contradiction table. Now do you understand this? Any clarification in this? Any queries? Any clarification? So do you see full screen or partial screen?
Full screen, sir.
Full screen, okay. Now do you understand the transformation? Original problem is transformed to the to a general problem, TRIS problem. So if you want to apply TRIS methodology, then you need to represent the problem in terms of contradicting parameters. Now you know what is the problem. This problem is represented in terms of 2 contradicting parameters. So the improving parameter is area of moving object. So what is the negative effect? Worsening feature is volume of moving object. So you may think that there is no contradiction. So area increasing means volume increasing, but you need to take this as a contradiction. Only then innovative solution is possible. So here this can be taken as a contradicting parameter. Then you need to refer to the table. So the contradiction matrix. From that matrix, we can identify now 4 principles are suggested by the TRIS methodology after making this as a general problem. 4 inventive principle 4, 7, 14 and 17. So these 4 principles are suggested. The first one is, the principle is called asymmetry. Second one is nested doll. Third principle is spheroidality. Fourth principle is another dimension. So now you got the clue, idea, how to solve this problem. So in order to solve this design problem, cabin design problem, so I have got 4 inventive principles. So I can try these 4 principles. Of course, it is a project work from the PG students. So they have tried. So they have tried with these 4 principles. With these principles, they got the solution. So here, which principle is applied by the students? It is principle 4, asymmetry. Asymmetry principle is applied in order to solve this problem. So here, the seating arrangement. The seating arrangement, normally it is like this, or maybe we can have seating arrangement like this. Here, instead of an arrangement like this, maybe an offset. So here, first seat, opposite side, there is an offset. By this way also, you can increase the space. Or maybe by tilting that. So I can tilt it in order to have more space. Now how the asymmetry is applied. So normally it is symmetry. The seating arrangement, if you see the seating arrangement, it is symmetrical. Symmetrically it is arranged. Instead of symmetrical arrangement, if I go for an asymmetrical arrangement, then it is possible to provide more space. So here you can see that it is not symmetrically arranged. Here, opposite side, so it is shifted. So by this way, here from this seat, so the leg space up to this, he can have the leg space. Similarly here, from this position up to this, he can have leg space. Similarly opposite side. So like that it is possible. But now another arrangement is that the in between. So you know this is the pathway in between. So pathway in between, it is raised pathway. So they call it as ASIL. So here, this one, by raising that pathway, so I need to make it as a pathway, so that one can get inside the seat. But I can raise that. By raising that pathway, so the bottom of the pathway, the gap can be utilized. So finally, what is given by this methodology is this design. This seat design is given from this methodology. So this actually it is a cabin design problem. So this may be a problem of an aircraft engineer. So aircraft engineer, maybe by experience, it is possible to suggest such solution. So for that, maybe he has to gain some experience. Normally 10 to 15 years of experience in the field is required, so that he can come out with a solution like this. But now the students, the PG students from that university, now by 6 months period, it is possible for them to suggest. Of course, after doing that, they find that in literature also, some places, some engineers, they have suggested, it is matching with them. But now after so many years of experience, they come out with a design like this. But now by using this TRIS methodology, now they are able to give within 6 months, they are able to give this design. So that is the benefit of applying TRIZ methodology. So do you understand? Any queries, any clarifications? If it is okay, shall I go to the next problem? Shall I start the next problem? It is also connected to the aircraft. So aircraft design, it is connected to the aircraft engine design. Here it is a Boeing 737. So the Boeing, they wanted to install larger engine and a redesigned 737. So the size is increasing, size of the flight increasing. So they wanted to install larger engine. So by installing large engine, what happens? Intake is more, air intake. You know, the combustion and the air intake is required. So larger air intake would reduce ground clearance to unacceptable level. So here there is a norm. So international norms. So any aircraft design, that international norm has to be followed. So as per the norm, so the distance, this is called ground clearance. So what is ground clearance in case of aircraft? Here this is the engine. So from the bottom of the engine, what is the space? It is in rest position. Rest position from the bottom of the engine, what is the gap? So this is called clearance. Clearance between the engine and the ground. So ground clearance. So minimum ground clearance stipulated by the authority, concerned authority, that has to be maintained. So now by installing engine, now they are changing the design. So by changing the design, now it is not possible to have that clearance. Now the clearance is reducing. So now engine radius, so the radius or diameter increasing. So hence diameter is increasing, the clearance is reducing. That is not acceptable. Then how to solve this problem? So again, using TRIZ methodology, they have applied principle 4. Earlier also, the cabin design problem, the principle 4, asymmetry principle is applied. So same thing here also, the asymmetry principle that is implemented for solving this problem. So how this is implemented? The asymmetry principle here for the engine. So earlier case, it is for the space, seating arrangement, in between seating, how the asymmetry has to be implemented. But here it is an engine, in engine design. So engine, how this can be implemented. So what they have done is, make the radius large laterally for high airflow, make the radius smaller vertically for high ground clearance. Radius vertically. So here vertical direction. So here normal design. So normal design, vertically the radius is increased. So by increasing the radius, what happens is clearance reduces. Now, instead of increasing vertically, so this is increase the radius lateral direction. So lateral direction in this direction. So not vertical. So vertical, horizontal direction or lateral direction. So lateral direction. So it is not a regular shape. Normally we go for a cylinder. So if it is a normally cylinder, but here it is a curvature. So lateral direction, the radius is increased. So by increasing the radius in the lateral direction, so this problem is avoided. So vertically it is not increasing, but laterally it is increasing. So laterally you can increase the length of the flight. It is not a problem, but only problem is vertically you cannot increase. So asymmetry is implemented in this engine. By this way, this problem is avoided. So by after redesigning, so now with this redesign, they are able to install the larger engine. Now do you understand how this is implemented? So here also it is similar to the cabin design. Here also the contradiction is between area of moving object and then volume of moving object. So area of the moving object, that has to be improved. So it is increasing, but it has to be reduced. Diameter has to be reduced. So by reducing the diameter area, now the volume is increasing. So volume can be increased. So volume I need to increase so that I can install a larger engine. But here without increasing the area, how to increase the volume? So this is taken again like this. So again the conflict between 5 and 7. So now these four contradicting parameters are identified. In that, asymmetry is suggested, implemented in this case. So do you understand? Now, what are the other alternate designs? Now, let me example given. I give you example for asymmetry. For example, here, so flow of certain fine particles, maybe food grain, it has to pass through the funnel. So here, with the regular funnel, it may be jamming takes place. So maybe the flow, it starts blocking the flow. If the heavy grain is present, large amount of grain is present in the sense, it starts blocking. That means by mechanical means, I need to remove that block so that I'm able to deliver that. So now here, asymmetry principle can be applied. Now how the asymmetry is applied in this case? So here the funnel, the top portion, the axis. What is the axis of the conical shape and what is the axis of the cylindrical shape? So the cylinder, the axis is different from this. Now this axis is for the conical shape, but this axis for the cylinder. So it is different. Now it is not symmetrical. So here, axis of the cylinder is coinciding with the axis of the cone. But now the axis of the cylinder is offset. It is not symmetrical with reference to the axis of the funnel. By having this, by having the design as asymmetrical one, now there is no blockage at this point. Is it clear? So another example for asymmetry. So normally, while designing a product or a component, we think of symmetrical shape. But sometimes asymmetry is useful. So always we like symmetry, but engineering, so we need to compromise. So in engineering, in order to have better design, so by having asymmetry shape, it is possible to improve the problem. So like that, it may be your problem, the asymmetry, it may be symmetrical. So you have a problem, design problem, it is a symmetrical shape. If there is a possibility of changing that to asymmetry, then in that case, if the problem is solved, then naturally you can go for implementing this asymmetry. So here, apart from this, I have given two examples for asymmetry. One is for cabin design. Cabin design, it is implemented. Similarly, the engine design also implemented like that. Lot of scope for implementing asymmetry. So if by changing the design symmetrical to asymmetrical, it becomes a innovative design, innovative product. Okay, that is one. So now you know what is the contradiction parameter identified: area of moving object and then volume of moving object. In that, four principles are suggested by the TRIS. First principle suggested is the asymmetry. So of course, the first two problem asymmetry is implemented. Now like that, so we can have alternate design using the other principles. So what is the next principle suggested by this methodology? It is nested doll. Nested doll is another principle suggested by TRIS. Same problem, the cabin design as well as aircraft design. This can be solved by this principle, nested doll. So here you can see a container or a vessel. So it is kept one over the other. So like a doll. So doll kept over in order to store the doll. It is kept one over the other like that here. So the vessel, it is kept one over the other. Like that, by having this configuration, this may be possible to solve this problem. Same thing may be applicable. You can think of a new design for the cabin or aircraft using this nested dot principle. Another principle suggested for this problem is spheroidality. Instead of regular shape, so I can go for spherical shape. So by having, so here iron box, so by having spherical space, it is convenient to use. So this is applied for this product. Spheroidality is applied. Then another dimension, another principle applicable to this problem is another dimension. So you look at this spanner. So one side it is ordinary spanner, open spanner, other side it is box spanner. These two can be combined. So instead of combining these two spanner, here you can see here it is vertical position. But here box spanner, we cannot have a vertical position like this, it is horizontal position. So this is called another dimension. So making use of another dimension. So in this design, so here normally you don't find combination of open spanner and box spanner. So it is combined. These two spanners are combined, and then it is able to make use of this because of implementing this principle, another dimension principle. So like that, so several ways of implementing another dimension principle to improve the product. So same thing is applicable for the cabin design and other problems. So another common problem, design problem, So in this last line, it is given to design a table stronger and more rigid, heavier it becomes. So it is for a table design. So I want to make it as a stronger and more rigid. So in order, by increasing the strength, what happens to weight? So weight is increasing. So that is what you can see while designing any type of component, whether it is a table, aircraft, or automobile. So whatever may be the design, so designing, you find that there is a conflict between strength and weight. So strength increases means what happens to weight. So stronger in the sense, strength increasing. So strength increasing means what happens to weight? So weight increasing. So now this can be, in order to solve such problem, design problem, now these two parameters can be taken as a contradicting parameters. So if it is a problem like this, design of equipment, the design of system to reduce the weight in the sense, so 4 principles are suggested by Trees methodology. One is segmentation principle. Second principle suggested is anti-weight. Third principle suggested is dynamics. Fourth principle suggested is composite material. So let me explain one by one. So segmentation principle. So segmentation, 3 subheadings are given. That means 3 standard solutions are given. What is the first one? First one is divide an object into independent parts. Second one, make an object easy to disassemble or assemble. Third one is increase the degree of fragmentation or segmentation. Of course, same thing is suggested for the cabin design as well as aircraft design. So same thing is applicable here also. So first category, divide an object into independent parts. Example is personal computer. Replace mainframe computer by personal computer. So earlier, so we were using mainframe computer. It is a large computer. Now instead of single large computer, so many personal computers are there. Maybe independently I can use, or I can put it in the network, and then I will get that capacity of the mainframe computer. So this is based on the segmentation principle. And then replace large truck by a truck and trailer. So the truck, It is not, it is consisting of truck and trailer. So front portion and then trailer portion. So it is also another example. Then work breakdown structure for a large project. So the project can be divided into so many sub-projects, and then each sub-project can be assigned to a particular group. So for example, in academic institutions, faculty members are assigned with the NBA and NAC accreditation. So majority of the time they work for NBA accreditation. So NBA, say 10 criterions are there. So what they do is in the management, so each and every criterion, it is given to a group of faculty members, maybe one coordinator and then 2-3 faculty members, like that it is assigned. And then finally, after completing that, they assemble it and make it as a NBA report. So that's what. So any project can be break down into a small projects, and then this can be taken. So all these things are examples of divide an object into independent parts. So now the problem here is design. So I want to increase the strength. I want to increase the strength of the system, but without increasing the weight. So that is the problem here. So by applying this, divide the component as an independent parts, it may be possible to solve this one. So these are all the examples. So this can be tried. So what is the component? What is the component product you are interested in? So according to that, this can be implemented. Then second, the solution is make an object easy to disassemble. So it may not be possible to make it independent parts, but instead maybe you make it as independent parts, you divide into so many parts and then you assemble it. So it maybe you see that it is easy to disassemble. It looks like a solid, but it is assembled part. So you see that it is easy to assemble and disassemble. Example is modular furniture. So any furniture nowadays, whatever furniture you purchase, it is of this modular type. That means, so if it is a cot or a table, so I can dismantle it easily and then I can transport it. So after reaching home, I can assemble it. Like that, it is done. Similarly, the plumbing. So quick disconnected joints in plumbing. So it is also another example. So if it is not possible to as a assembly or disassembly, then in that case you can go for increase the degree of fragmentation or segmentation. So currently it is segmented, further the degree can be increased. So example is replace solid shades with Venetian blinds. So you know the solid screen. So now in offices and other things, particularly IT office, they are not using solid screen, they go for Venetian blinds. That means the screen is split into so many parts. So according to the requirement, maybe if it is a solid screen, fully it is dark. It is fully open, it is fully bright. So maybe according to the convenience of the person, I can have the light intensity. So I can open the Venetian blind such that, so I can meet my requirement. Welding. So welding, normally we go for using foil or rod. So instead of rod, we can make it as a powder. So by having powder, it becomes a better joint can be obtained. So these are all different solutions under segmentation, and then each solution, some examples are there. So in order to solve your problem, in order to make it as an innovative product, if you want to apply any of the standard solutions, then you need to think. So by looking at these examples, you get some idea. Then you need to correlate with your problem, and then what is the possibility of implementing that. So if you keep on trying like that, then finally it is possible to solve, possible to come out with an innovative product. So what is the second, another some examples of segmentation. So here keeping the food materials. So here it is segmented. So normally it is fully covered. So it is only two positions are possible, fully covered or fully open. So here it is fully open, fully covered. But here in between also it is possible. So maybe it is full in the sense I can have 10% open. So after start using, I can increase the opening. So this is possible with the segmented design. So the joints nut. So nut can be a twin nut like this. Instead of single nut, I can have a split nut. So wherever it is required, I can join it. It is easier to use. So this is measuring the snow depth. So snow depth. So I cannot have a device like this, solid device like this pole. So normally a pole is required to measure the snow depth. I cannot have a rigid pole. So if it is a rigid pole, so maybe fluctuation will be, climate fluctuations will be there, avalanche will be there. So if there is an avalanche, then there is a damage. It will be damaging the pole. So now I can have jointed configuration like this. It is segmented into 4 or 5 parts. So by having a segmented configuration, so if there is an avalanche, then in that case, it is not going to break. Instead of that, it is it is falling. So once the avalanche is over, then again it becomes a straight. So this is what used to measure the snow depth in hill stations. So do you follow me? I keep on talking. I don't know whether you follow it or not.
Yes, sir.
So the principles are important. So it is idea generation. So I am in the process of innovation I am teaching. So the process of innovation, that means it is process of generating new idea. So in order to generate a new idea, I need to apply some principle. So how many principles are there in the TRIZ methodology? 40 principles are there. So within which, so whatever may be the product you take, already so many examples we have seen. So all those examples, it is based on only those 40 principles, not other than that. Within that only some principle is applied. So this is possible. So they come out with 40 principles after analyzing so many products, so many innovative products. I told you that after analyzing 30 lakhs patents, more than 30 lakhs patents, they have given the 40 principles. So now here for my problem, so I have a problem, I need to have an idea. In order to improve the product, I need to have an idea, conceptual design. So in order to have the conceptual design, I need to apply certain principle from the 40 principles. So which principle is applicable? One way is that I can master all the 40 principles. So all the 40 principles, totally 76 standard solutions are there. So I can master all the 76 standard solution. After that, by looking at the problem, maybe which solution can be applicable. Maybe this process, it takes a lot of time. So in order to avoid time, so you want to innovate quickly, you want to improve quickly within a short period of time, you need to improve. So in that case, it gives an approach, systematic approach. Here, this is called ARIS, the algorithm for TRIZ. So tomorrow, another faculty, Dr. Muruganandam, is going to explain about that ARIS algorithm. It is systematically, the step-by-step procedure can be followed in order to arrive at this. Anyway, the point is that here, so many principles are there. Now we need to identify right principle for my problem. So for that, in order to identify the right principle, I am making use of the contradiction matrix. So there is a contradiction matrix. By using that contradiction matrix, I can identify 3 to 4 principles. So here, it is a design problem, just a generic problem I have taken, I am explaining. So generic design problem, the strength is increasing, but I don't want to increase the weight. So this is the problem. So this, whatever the product, you see this conflict, you see this problem. So if it is a design like that, if you want to design some component, so finally it is the problem is like that. In that case, 4 principles are possible. 4 principles could be implemented in order to make it as an innovative product. What are those 4 principles? Those 4 principles I am explaining one by one. The first principle explained is segmentation. Segmentation, what is the possibility of implementing segmentation principle? So second principle, what is the next principle that is applicable to this design problem is anti-weight. So under that, 2 categories are given. So 2 standard solutions are given. What is the first one? So first one is to compensate for the weight of an object, merge it with other objects that provide lift. Again repeat, to compensate for the weight of an object, merge it with other object that provide lift. So 2 examples are given. Inject foaming agent into a bundle of logs to make it float better. So it is bundle of log, so it has to float. So here, what is the floating performance of a bundle of log? So you want to improve the floating capacity, then in the logs in between there is a gap. So if I fill that gap with a foaming agent, so foam, if I fill that with foam, then the floating performance is better. So that what it is given. Compensate for the weight of an object, merge it with other object. So here log, the merging the log with the use of binding material, foaming agent. That is the one example. Another example is use helium balloon to support advertising sign. Here. So maybe some advertisement, it may be a board or here itself it is given. So if it is attached to a helium balloon, then handling is easier. Other words, the movement is, it is so much of movement, one cannot see the advertisement. So if you want to see the advertisement clearly, then you need to attach it to a helium balloon like this. This is what given in this. Use helium balloon to support advertising sign. It is based on the anti-weight concept. So another solution given under this is to compensate for the weight of an object, make it interact with the environment. To compensate for the weight of an object. Now the weight is problem, I cannot increase. So in order to compensate the weight of an object, make it interact with the environment. That means use aerodynamic, hydrodynamic, buoyancy and other forces. Here, aircraft wing design. So aircraft wing design is based on this. So this is the aircraft wing. So here the profile, it is like this. So why it is not flat? So it is structure is a profile like this. So here by having this profile, upper side the density, air density is less. Lower side air density is more. So the pressure, lower side it is more, upper side it is less. So by having this, so it is the fly. So from the rest position it has to fly. So by adjusting this, now we can create more pressure below this blade, that the wing. By that way it is possible to fly. So this example, this design is based on this universal solution. Same thing is applied to wings, aircraft wing. Vertex strips can be connected. So you might have seen in the flight, it consisting of so many strips, vertex strips. In case of ship, hydrofoils are connected to lift the ship out of the water. So to reduce the drag, hydrofoils are connected in the ship. It is also based on this second standard solution. So this is anti-weight principle. How anti-weight principle can be implemented for solving the design problem. Another thing is dynamics. So dynamics principle. So under dynamics principle, 3 categories are given. 3 standard solutions are given. What is the first one? Allow the design characteristics of an object, external environment or process to change to be optimal or to find an optimal operating condition. That is the first solution. That means adjustable steering wheel. So adjustable steering wheel, of course, it is normally it is not in the wheel. Seat can be adjusted. Back support, mirror is adjusted. Like that, modern vehicle steering wheel also adjusted according to the driver, so you can adjust. So this is called the dynamics. So allow the characteristics of an object, characteristics of the wheel to change to be optimal. So you design such that according to the requirement, so you can make it as an optimal condition, optimal operating condition. That is one. And second category, divide an object into parts capable of movement relative to each other. Here it is relative movement. You see that you are dividing, but at the same time the movement is relative to each other. The keyboard, normal keyboard, but the butterfly keyboard. So butterfly keyboard can be combined. Here boards, so the longer board can be made as a compact board. So it is able to slide each other. So butterfly computer keyboard you can see in some computers. And third one is, if an object is rigid or inflexible, make it movable or adaptive. So an example is the borescope used in examining engines. So in engines, say IC engine or other heavy engines, in examination purpose, borescopes are there. So it is a flexible borescope. So it is flexible. So you can increase the height. So accordingly, you can examine the engine. Similarly, for medical examination, it is called sigmoidoscope. It is made as flexible. It is a tube-like structure that is flexible to get inside the tube. So these are the three standard solutions available under dynamics category. In general, it is called dynamization. So why this dynamization is required? To increase the system controllability. So basically you need to, one is in the design, in weight. So in order to reduce the weight, so you can apply this principle. Another application is controllability. You want to increase the controllability, this can be applied. So here, what is this dynamization principle? Here, it shows the evolution of the dynamics, evolution of the system. Maybe first level it is monolith, single component. Sorry, here monolith, here two, it is a solid, but next it is monolith. So two different materials or two joints are there. So here joints, it is not a joint, single solid material, but here it is joints. So the joint consisting of two parts. So two parts are joined together. So now you can, instead of this joint, two joint, you can have it as a multi-joint. So next development is the multi-joint. You can go for multi-joints. Next, you can make it as elastic, more elastic. Then you can make it as a powder form, or you can make it as a liquid form, or it may be gas. You can make it as a gas, or you can make it as a field. So this is the evolution of dynamics. It started with mechanical, and then elastic, first plastic, elastic, and then powder, liquid, gas, like that, field. These are all the evolution of the system which is used for controllability. Let me give an example. So here the measurement. So measurement, the first system is a scale, the metal scale. Instead of metal scale, we can go for jointed a configuration like this. It is flexible. So more length, with this more length can be measured. Now still you can make it as a compact. So you can have a more flexible elastic ruler. So it becomes very compact. Again, so this is based on this. So solid, jointed configuration, and then elastic. So next, the recent type is, advancement is laser type. So no need for the elastic or the metal. So by having the radiation, laser radiation, it is possible to measure. So the fourth one. So all these are related to the design problem. The fourth principle, which is applicable is composite material. So now I want to increase the strength, but I want to reduce the weight. So straight away, the material can be made up of composite material. By having a composite material, it is possible to reduce the weight. So maybe composite epoxy resin, or it may be a carbon composite material. So Golf Club Soft. So a Gulf Club Soft are made up of carbon fiber or epoxy resin. So by having this instead of metal carbon fiber, it becomes lightweight. Similarly, fiberglass surfboards. Surfboards can be made up of fiberglass. So the Gulf Club Soft. So it is made up of composite material. So by this way, so the weight is less. So weight is less in the sense the energy. So the force, less force is required. It is convenient to use. Similarly here, surfboard. So in order to minimize the effort, so I can have a fiberglass. So by having a fiberglass, it is able to improve. So with this, I like to conclude. So if you have any clarification, you can ask for.
Participants, you may ask any questions or queries relevant to the topic.
So you have any clarifications, you are welcome.
Also, you may post the questions in the chat box. If you have any clarifications, you may post that in the chat box too.
So further clarifications, do you see the PPT now? So further clarifications, you can refer to the website. So it is a e-journal, TRIS-journal. Is it visible to you now?
No, sir.
Is it visible?
No, sir. It is not visible, sir. It's visible now, sir.
So the e-journal, tris-journal.com. So whatever I said today, it is available in this website. Everything is available, you can refer to that. Maybe different fields. Maybe beginning it was restricted to civil and mechanical and electrical problems. Now everywhere it is applied. Now you can see whatever your area. I think the faculty participants today, they are from different fields. So whatever your field, you can find a paper related to that. Then you may get some idea. So you can refer to this. So not only this, you can search the internet also. So much is available. So I like to have some responses. So without any response, this presentation is incomplete. So looking at the response, no response, I can understand that you did not understand anything from this PPT. Is it so?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, it was a very useful session, sir. The only
Thank you.
thing, like I'm from the digital image processing research program,
Okay.
ECE background. So I'm just trying to figure out how I can utilize these principles
Okay.
for my research or even otherwise, like designing a product. Maybe
Yes, definitely. Definitely it is possible. You can apply. Maybe you can refer to that e-journal. So in your related field, you can definitely you can get some paper. It is available, I think.
okay, sir. Yeah. But very useful, sir. And I was not aware of this. Actually, it gives us a very good gist of how we can
Yes.
approach a problem.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Because
sir.
lot of information is available. I already said that the projects what we do at academic institutions, whether it is UG, PG or PhD, it is not useful to the society, right?
Right, sir.
Maybe very few, maybe percentage wise 0.1 percentage or 0.5 percentage may be useful. Remaining 99.5 percentage projects are, it is not useful to the society because it is the approach. So the starting point is important. So the starting, so the ideality, that's why. So the ideality, ideal product. So we need to decide the product, what type of product the customer wants, the society requirements we need to identify first, whatever may be the field. So now you are developing a product. So now this is to meet the requirements. Not normally you refer to the literatures. Instead of referring to the literature, you need to refer to the customer society. What type of the product? What is the requirements? Customer requirement. Then accordingly you need to define the product. Then what? So explicitly they may not be telling. Customer may not be telling. Maybe you can record the customer voice. By having the customer voice, you need to define, you need to make it as a technical parameter, and then we need to find out, identify what is the product that is expected by the customer. That you need to make it as an ideal product. With that, you need to proceed further. If it is a useful product, so you start with the useful product in the mind. After that, you need to look for the solution, the design, conceptual design. So importantly, the project, any project, whether it is UG or PhD, the conceptual design. So with that product in mind, you need to go for conceptual design. So here comes the TRIS methodology. If your approach is like this, you identify a product, ideal product, and then you want to have a conceptual design. In that case, it is useful. Otherwise, it is not useful. If approach is different in the sense you simply identify some theory and then you start implementing that in the sense, that is different. So now, if the approach is systematic, in that case, this methodology is definitely useful, whatever may be your field or the product.
Okay, and of course, the practical aspect also is an important
Yes,
thing.
it has to be beneficial to the society, useful to the society.
Right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. I like to have one more response. I see some faculty from aerospace department. Fortunately, I have given 2 problems related to that. Maybe I think, and the faculty is able to follow that. I think the faculty name is Aishwarya. Aishwarya, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah. I think you can understand those 2 examples, right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe
That's
I
clear.
don't know about others, but hence you are from aerospace department, you can understand.
Yes,
You are
sir.
a research scholar, right?
Yes, I'm actually working as assistant professor along with PhD, sir.
Oh, very good. Now, did you identify your problem? What is your research problem?
Yes, sir. I have identified, and I found quite interesting that I can work on some work on this tries
Yeah, yes.
also.
Definitely it is useful.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So if there is no other response, shall I close then? So I thank the participants as well as the organizer for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much. Now I hand over this to the organizer, Dr. Prabhu.
Yes, sir. So really the sessions which you handled today on RISE, it was really interesting, sir. And how this can be taken to the next level for the real-time problem. So surely it will help the faculty members to guide the students while with respect to UG and PG students. So that so with this we wish to show our gratitude by extending our thanks on behalf of Sri Shanmugha College of Engineering and Technology, and also on behalf of Patel Academy, and also on behalf of our beloved participants. So we are very grateful to have you in these 2 sessions today, sir. So thank you very much for joining with us.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. So with this, we'll wind up the sessions for day 4 of TEL FDP. And so we'll get connected in the day 5, that is tomorrow, and the details will be shared with the WhatsApp group. So thank you, one and all present.